Are you stuck at full capacity but afraid to raise your prices? What if I told you that one of my clients just ran a price increase campaign that converted at 35% with mostly existing leads? Today, I'm giving you my exact step-by-step framework for raising your prices without losing clients. And the best part is you can implement this whether you're a coach, a course creator, or a service provider. This isn't just about picking some random new number. It's about creating an irresistible campaign that actually makes people excited to buy before your prices go up. I'll show you exactly how to segment your audience, craft your messaging, and time your campaign for maximum results. I'm Haley Dale, marketing and sales funnel strategist, and if you're ready to finally charge what you're worth, keep watching. Today, I'm giving you my exact step-by-step campaign framework for raising your prices without losing clients, actually gaining clients. Welcome back to the Your Content Empire channel. If you're new here, I'm Haley Dale, a content and marketing strategist for coaches, course creators, and service providers. If you have been feeling the squeeze in your business lately, maybe you're fully booked, working longer hours than you'd like to, or just not hitting those revenue goals that you need to, this video is for you. Have you been putting off raising your prices, but you keep putting it off, right? Drop a like on this video if that's you. Now, let's start talking about how to know if it's actually time to raise those prices. Pricing is one of the most nuanced decisions that you're going to have to make as a business owner, and there's no real secret formula. There's no textbook rule as long as you're not losing money. There's also a lot of variation when it comes to pricing different types of offers, which for online business owners are things like services, coaching, digital products, memberships, group programs. There are three main ways that I typically approach pricing for myself and for clients, and about a million other different ways too. But the main three that I tend to go to are profit-based, conversion-based pricing, and positioning-based. So profit-based is the simplest equation of all. So what are your costs to deliver this offer? How much time does it take you and or your team to create or deliver it? And what's the tax you pay on that revenue? And then what is the room for profit? So very mathematical way of coming up with your price. Conversion-based is based on what the market will bear principle. So is your offer actually converting too well? Especially for service-based businesses, you should be getting some no's. If you're converting at 50% or higher, it might be a sign that it's time to raise your prices. If you're not making enough sales, before you do the reverse and lower your prices though, make sure that you fully vetted and tested your messaging. So a lot of times we can fix that messaging and things just start clicking. Position-based is the market research approach. So what are other businesses with similar offers, similar customers charging, and where do you want to be positioned brand-wise in relation to those other solutions? So top of the market, mid-range, or hopefully not bargain basement. As you can probably tell, services are a bit more straightforward when it comes to pricing. But what about digital products, courses, and group programs, especially the things that don't really have an ongoing cost of delivery? It's the same amount of money whether you sell 2 or 20 or 200 or 2,000. Because while there is a cost and costs associated with hosting and selling your products, these are usually minimal when divided between all the sales. So that's not really a great option to base it off of. Likely, you'll want to base it off of the value it brings customers. So what is it worth to them? Plus, the level of your involvement / support that they get, more often than not, it's going to be based on what that market will bear or what your customer is willing to pay and able to pay. So likely a mix of market research and positioning based. So if you have determined it's time to raise those prices, how can we go about it in a strategic way? Well, the first thing I want you to do is embrace the idea of raising your prices as an actual campaign. It's a reason for your customers to buy your offer. Prices going up, get in now if you've been thinking about it. We've used this strategy with some of my favorite marketing clients, in particular my coaches who run these a few times a year. For every single one of them, between these campaigns and their clients sending them word of mouth referrals, they don't really have to do anything else to stay booked out with their services. Although obviously they do, because they have our help to use marketing for filling their courses and their group programs to stay top of mind 24/7 with their marketing, but their services are booked out. The number one thing you can do to sell more besides nailing your messaging, which we're going to get to in a sec, is have an authentic reason for someone to take action. Natural urgency is your best friend, and raising your prices is some of the best. So 2 for 2, you're raising your prices, check, and you're going to make it a campaign, check. Let's move on. Step number 1, design your price raising campaign. So once you have made the decision that you're going to raise your prices and you're going to turn it into a campaign, it's time to make even more decisions. Isn't being a business owner fun? Starting with number 1, what are your prices increasing to? Number 2, when are your prices increasing? Number 3, will you raise prices for existing clients or just new clients coming in at this point? Number 4, are you adding anything to the program, the product, or service along with increasing the price? If so, what and why is that a win for your current customers or for your new customers? So when it comes to deciding what to increase your prices to, keep this in mind. Smaller, more frequent price increases are often more effective than making some big price jump, especially if your clients or customers look up to you, and part of the reason they want to work with you is because you're a few or more steps ahead of them in their journey that they're also on, and they want to emulate part of that success that you have and that they see you having for themselves. So raising your prices can be really inspiring and indicative of this growth for them, this aspirational growth. Plus, it gives you more opportunities for these price increase campaigns, leading to an influx of clients and customers. A great marketing technique. So whether or not to raise prices with existing customers or clients or just new clients moving forward, I'm personally a fan of someone locking in at the price they signed up with. The exception here is if it's a service-based package and if there's a reason for the price increase, like I'm adding new features. In terms of what to add, I'll share an example. So a current client of mine runs a 6-month group program. She has a limited number of spots, and most of the spots are taken by the same people signing up again and again. They're given first dibs on those spots. She decided that she wanted to raise prices, but was nervous about alienating her existing members when they rejoined. So she decided to add 1 Voxer day per month for the group as value add to go along with the price increase, plus give continuing members a slight discount on those new prices. So that is a great way to add in these new features and kind of justify or give some messaging behind why you're increasing those prices. The next piece of the strategy is to identify as many different segments in your audience as possible. I think this is really what separates an okay launch strategy from a high converting one. Where can we tailor your messaging and outreach strategy based on the prior actions of your audience? Here's an example from a recent price raising campaign. We ended up identifying 4 different audience segments. Segment number 1 was prior inquiries. So people who'd had sales calls about the offer and either didn't respond to or didn't move forward. Number 2 was people who'd clicked on the sales page from emails in the past year. So making sure to collect all those folks. Number 3 was people who downloaded freebies related to the topic of the offer. And then the rest of the email list. So the biggest bucket of all. Most of the messaging stays relatively the same, but there are some slight variations that make it more personalized. Plus, for the warmest leads, so past inquiries, we added in direct outreach to tailor it even more, which ended up converting at over 35%. Finally, it's time to create the content and run your campaign. Let's start with messaging. Here are 6 questions to answer that'll help you figure out your messaging. Number 1 is, why are you raising your prices? What is a good reason for this price range from the perspective of your audience? How does it make sense? It could be something you're adding. It could be the track record and results that clients have seen, but what is a reason for it? People love reasons. Speaking of results, who is your star customer or client? What's their story, their starting place, their journey, and results? A juicy testimonial here demonstrating this. Do you have that, something like that in their words? Or you could do a visual case study showing don't tell style. Speaking of journey, what is the high level how of this offer, whether it's a service or a digital product or a group program? Why is each major piece of the offer an essential step of that journey? What are the payoffs, the results that people can expect from buying this offer and taking this journey? The next one is, what makes this offer different from other solutions on the marketplace? Someone I really admire and love the work of is Shanae Howard, and she explains this as, your audience has likely kissed a lot of frogs before getting to your offer. offer. So why is your offer the one when other ones definitely weren't and definitely didn't work? So what makes your offer different? Next up, what is a very strong objection that your audience has, not towards the offer, but to believing that it's possible to reach the goal or solve the problem that this offer helps with? What's emotionally or mentally holding them back from that leap? And how can you reframe this objection and show how your offer is designed to help overcome this? And finally, is there a special or extra perk that comes along with this offer that takes the value over the edge? Romanticize that element and what the payoffs and results of it is, and it'll help bring, that main offer quicker and easier. So what are the reasons to buy it? Once you have your answers and the messaging for your campaign, it's time to create your campaign plan. So first off, I want you to turn each of these messages into an email, a social media post, and an image or video that goes along with them. There are your pieces of content. Then create your campaign communications plan. For each message, what date will you send it out and publish it? What channels will you post it to? And how will you tailor it to those specific audience segments that we've already identified? Now, step 4, what is arguably the easiest part, running your actual campaign. You've done all of the hard work already by creating your messaging, identifying your segments, creating your campaign plan. But here's your checklist for actually running that campaign. Number 1 is to schedule your emails. Schedule them in advance so you don't have to think about it and when they're going out. Number 2 is schedule your social media posts. So again, we want to get that done so you don't have any resistance to scheduling them in the moment. Set reminders for your personalized outreach. And then finally, just work the plan that we came up with. On the final day or two before you actually raise your prices, go through your email service provider and identify your top clickers and do even more personal outreach. Then when your campaign is over, do a review of the results and raise those prices on your website. All right, I hope the step-by-step price raising campaign has given you the confidence to finally get ready to increase your rates. I'm curious, when do you plan to run your first or next price raising campaign? Let me know in the comments below. Then, if you found this video helpful, give it a like and hit subscribe to be notified when the next video drops. And until next time, happy empire building.